Back at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve under the first full course caution of today's race. Caution when Alex Garcia's car dropped some liquid on the racetrack. Some of the front runners pitted, some did not.
Scott Pruitt, Randy LaJoie in the booth. We're about halfway. How's your car holding up, and how are you holding up?
Good. The Juicy Fruit Dodge running good. I mean, we're just Ambrose wanted to run harder than I wanted to. I think it's a bit of conserving the brakes, taking care of that. So that was a big focus. And otherwise, we're just playing the way we wanted to. Had a little bit of a miscue, I think, on that last pit stop, but everything else going good.
Okay, thank you, and have a good end of the race here.
And Brad Parrott, the crew chief. Let's check in with him.
Brad, Randy LaJoie, pitch strategy, what do you got for us?
Hey, Randy. Well, the Juicy Fruit Dodge is running awesome today, and Scott Pruitt's doing a great job driving this thing. And, you know, my pit strategy backfired on me there. I pitted to lap 8, first car on pit road, and no cautions hurt me a little bit. We got a car that can drive back to the front. You know, all those guys in front of us still had to pit another time. We'll see what happens here. I'm going to pit one more time, but we'll see what I do.
Okay, looks like you guys got it under control. Good luck.
Thank you. I just want to know, you got plenty of Juicy Fruit up there?
They don't hesitate, but Mom told me never speak with my mouth full, so...
This is true.
There you go. Hey, here's what I think they're up to. You and I were talking about this during commercial. Pruitt just took his tires under the, as you see, Michael Valiente, his teammate, has had some problems on the course as well. But Pruitt, when the window opens around lap 40, 42, he's got reasonably fresh tires on the car. He's going to stop, just take on some fuel and go, when these other guys that didn't pit, like Ambrose, Fellows, and Carpentier, are going to have to stop for a full load of fuel and tires.
They'll get the track position back.
We'll see.
And they know what the tires, they're going over their tires now. Yep. They're scraping them, they're checking wear. They already run 30 laps, so when we go back to green, you know, they're going to have they're going to have one more stop, he said, for fuel. Well, you might be right. He might not put any more tires on that thing.
Yeah, that might be what happens. Let's get some updates on what's going on, strategy, car, driver-wise. Gary, want to talk about the leader?
Yeah, Marcus Ambrose, number 59, likes the way the car is working. They say that they can get the lap 42. That would be to put them in the window to go the rest of the distance. So that's the strategy that they're playing out. It's a similar strategy being played out by the 33 car, Ron Fellows. They said when this yellow came out, they were 12 laps from the regular stop. They would then be able to go the rest of the way without incident. And here's one of the most unusual reports of the day from the 88 car and Andy Pilgrim. Remember now, here's a native of England, a U.S. citizen for the past 10 years. He radios in and says, guys, I almost hit a beaver. Now, I don't know if it was a beaver or if it was one of these giant woodchucks or whatever we see out here on the island, but that's an unusual one.
Yeah, but we have seen some critters on the course from time to time throughout the weekend. There's Andy Pilgrim cycling up to 6th position. We talked earlier about Andy Pilgrim and the fact that he's in Dale Jr.'s 88 car, story that goes back to 2001. And Dale Jr. brings us his side of the tale.
Well, it wasn't really a promise. I know it was an interest of my father's that he would like to have seen Andy, you know, because everybody else was doing it, Ron and Boris and those guys, and he was interested to see what Andy would do in the car. So we had a window of opportunity when we changed our drivers in the Busch car with Huffman going out and Keselowski coming in, so we decided to do it.
So Dale Earnhardt Jr. putting Andy Pilgrim in the car out of a friendship that was born back in 2001 when Dale Earnhardt Jr. and his father teamed with Andy Pilgrim to run a factory Chevrolet Corvette in the 24 Hours of Daytona. They finished well, finished on the podium in their class. There they are. The Earnhardts along with Pilgrim, and I believe Kelly Collins was the 4th driver that day. And, of course, Dale Earnhardt Sr. was tragically killed just weeks later in that crash on the last lap of the Daytona 500. But Earnhardt Jr. putting Pilgrim in his car here for this race and as well as next week at Watkins Glen. Just about halfway through this race. If you're just joining us, let's show you what's happened in the first half so far. Patrick Carpentier led the field to the green flag, the Quebec native winning the pole earlier today. It's not been without incidents, even though the race was without caution flags earlier, but a fairly clean start. Boris Ed jumping up to take the lead away from Carpentier. That was the first lead change of the race at lap 6. And then Carl Edwards into some trouble.
Off course, and he broke the mount that holds the rear end in the car. The truck arm mount, it broke. They're in there trying to fix it. Sure, they got welders out trying to fix that thing.
So that's the majority of the happenings in the first part of the race. A little pitch stop shuffle here. And Marcus Ambrose leads the field back to the green flag. First car off pit road after the stops. Boris Said, and he is back in 12th spot. Ooh, a little contact back there.
28, he must have like a push bar in the front of that car.
This guy's Boris Said. Whoop, that's Jorge Getter's off course.
He had little help. He kind of run out of room.
He lost a couple spots in the process. Boris Said, Scott Pruitt trying to come back up through the traffic. And all these guys in front of them on the track, guys who did not pit under the caution. Eric Almirola. A little grass in the works.
We interviewed him during practice the other day, and he said, I'm learning every lap, and I might not get this right away.
Look at the big jam there under the heavy braking. Robbie Gordon trying to slide to the inside of Max Pappas for a spot.
Robbie's been very patient in this race, it seems like, so far.
Pappas slammed the door shut. Ambrose leads. Fellows is second. Carpentier third. Pappas fourth. Gordon fifth. Then Andy Pilgrim is sixth. Then Boris Said, the first of the cars, who just stopped under that last caution. So Boris has already picked off 5 guys in a lap since the restart.
I wonder how many drafting partners. Biffle and Hardrick, those guys are just kind of hanging out, just saving their stuff.
Drafting partners. Help me out here. We're not at Daytona.
Oh, we're not? Okay. Well, look at that. Max just had one. That was bump drafted.
Okay, thank you. Robbie's got a little wrinkle in the front grill from it, too. See that?
Yep.
Surprised Robbie Gordon hasn't been closer to the lead all day.
Yeah, no, I would have figured he was going to be very exciting at the front of this, but I think he realizes this place is a lot of full
cautions out, full course yellow. Number 2 comes out at lap 35. And Carl Edwards has just come from the garage and rejoined the race. That is Stephen Wallace off of turn number 10. And we believe that car has dropped some oil, and that is the reason for the second caution of the race.
If I had to guess, he lost oil when he come out of the grass earlier, it looked like. And those products do need oil, whether it's the transmission or the rear end. And obviously, it did run out and it broke.
So you're thinking that was a continuation?
Yes.
So the yellow's out now at lap 35. Pit stops here, boy, I don't know. I don't think so.
42 was a number we heard.
Yep. And the Aaron's Lucky Dog free pass under this caution goes to Eric Almirola in the 20s, so he will come back around and rejoin the lead group. Almirola, the first car lap down in 22nd place. So, full course caution for the second time. Marcus Ambrose, the race leader here in Montreal.